Okay, you can start.
Right, my name is Gerri Gibson, and I was teaching Gerri at school. And I've been teaching, I believe, since 1965 is when I started. And I actually started as a volunteer in kindergarten. And Mrs. Eisman, who was the head of the school, I guess liked what I was doing, and so she asked me if I'd like to teach second grade. Now, the second grade teacher I had met when I was taking graduate courses at Westchester in order to become a teacher. And I started out in kindergarten as an assistant and then moved to second grade that year. And then I taught whatever was needed after that. Most of my time was spent in either 5th or 6th grade. And I loved that 6th grade room because I used to imagine that the dinosaurs were still out there walking around on the playground. As far as what I'm proud of my students, I thought they were the nicest group of every year. I thought, how can this be that they're still so kind and generous? But they were. And I'm proud of the fact that quite a few of them have stayed in touch with me and actually come to visit me when they're in the neighborhood. As far as what my experience at Westchester Friends School, I think the value that I carry forth is that it pays to be a good person because you meet other good people and they are willing to share their lives with you. Really not much has changed. The building has changed. The first day I walked into that school, there was a huge open stairway that went to the second floor. There was no library. The library became a library on the second floor in a tiny room just opposite what was the second grade classroom. When I left kindergarten, I went to second grade because the teacher whom I had met at the university had left the school. And so there was an opening, and I taught second grade for many years. Loved it. It always bothered me a little bit that there were not enough boys. I worried about them making friends because you need to be able to choose your friends or have them choose you. But it was great. I think the values that I've carried forward, and I hope this is true, that I remain a kind person and that I'm willing to help other people, which gets harder as you get older because you end up needing to help yourself. As far as the things that have changed, the building itself has changed. I mean, there was no library when I was there for years, and Mrs. Burton was the one who started the library on that second floor in that teeny tiny room. But she did a great job. The things that haven't changed are, I used to say that there was something in the walls that attracted certain people or types of people, and I still believe that. And then the fact that the meeting house is right there certainly played a major part in our lives. Going to meeting every week on Thursday morning was something we looked forward to, and I used to love it when we'd walk in and the children would sort of push away to get nearer me. I loved that. It meant that I was a nice person. I thought it meant that I was a nice person. The things that haven't changed are the goals to be a good person, to help others, to realize that being a friend wasn't just from 9 to 3 or 8 to 3, it was forever. And the memories that I would like to share is that my children were great. I remember the plays that we used to put on each year. And for years I had a closet here in my house because I had to we all made the costumes. Eventually I gave those away, and the closet used to be the room on the second floor. I don't know how to describe it, but there's a big long room as you go into what used to be the 5th and 6th grade room. And that was filled with costumes that people would donate after the play. So the first thing you would do is go in and try to find one rather than make one. I don't think that I'm the person to give advice. But staying in touch with the children the best you can. And it's difficult to do because they move away. As I was telling you, I have children as far away as Japan who stay in touch. I just wrote him a letter, Trevor Root, not long ago. And when I had bus duty, the children would wave to you from the bus. They had gone on to public school. And that was always a thrill. But just be the best person that you can be would be my advice. Because if you are, the children will recognize that and they will do their best to stay in touch. And thanks to all who are still there, carrying on the tradition of being a great person, a good teacher and a good friend. I guess that's my advice, if it's advice.